Hello everyone, welcome back to Mad About Cards and Crafts and the hashtag Team Tiny Under the Sea Hop. I will list the hashtag in the description box below. You can also type it into your search engine for YouTube and it will bring you a list of wonderful providers that are hopping along with us today. I'm starting my card using a piece of Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock, and I am using my Pink Fresh Studio inks. I'll start with Summer Shower, come in with Mint, bring in a little Peach Fizz, and then I will use Sparkling Rose. I decided that I wanted to go with a little more pastel look because I figured that more people were going to be using distress inks and doing those underwater scenes that are so beautiful, and I wanted to do something that was just a little bit different. Now, 7 Kids Craft is sponsoring this hop. They generously provided the entire team with these sets of digital stamps. There are 2 sets of stamps over at the 7 Kids shop. One is $4.50 and the second one is $4.50 as well. So if you buy both of them, you get $9 worth of digital stamps that are packed full of beautiful images. They come with mermaids and rocks and seaweed and seahorses and turtles, and there are so many ways that you can use this particular collection. And Kelly has a Facebook page called 7 Kids Craft Create, or 7 Kids Create, I believe it is. That will be linked in the description box below as well. It's a wonderful place for you to share your cards with products that you've purchased from Kelly's store. And I would encourage you to go over and check out these Bubble Babies, which is what the sets are called, because they are absolutely adorable and such a bargain. Kelly has generously offered a 20% discount. I believe the coupon code is vacation with a capital V. That will be listed in the description box below as well. So any products that you want to purchase from 7 Kids Craft between now and July 19th will, if you use that code, then you will get an extra 20% off your purchases. And let me tell you, Kelly has some wonderful stamps in her store. She has the Catherine Pooler collection, the brand new one. I'm using just the water from my distress sprayer to put a little bit of water onto that panel so that I get a little bit more of that distressed look. And then I'm using my Ranger heat tool to heat that up and dry it. I'm going to take this beautiful, speaking of Catherine Pooler, wavy cover plate die. It is currently out of stock, but if you really like it, Kelly would be more than happy to order it. As you can see, I just wanted to darken some of the colors, so I am coming back in with that ink and I am just adding a little bit more depth. But look at how cool that cover plate is. I absolutely love it. It's totally stunning. Like I said, if you want it, Kelly would be more than happy to order that for you as well. So I am going to do something a little bit different, like I said, with this card. I am going to make it more of a pastel look. I did decide to cut the coloring out to keep the video at a decent length since we have so many wonderful creators that are creating today. Now, I did put some foam tape on the back. This is from scrapbook.com. It's a beautiful roll of that adhesive. It's 1/4 inch, and I am going to peel off the back, use my scoring tool to line up my card base, which is Neenah 110-pound cardstock, and I am going to pop up that panel. So there are my beautiful Bubble Babies. Aren't they just so incredibly cute? I have a coloring video, so if you're interested in seeing the coloring video, leave me a note in the description box below and say, yes, I would love to see the coloring video, And if not, then it's not here and I'm not making you sit through this, but if you'd like to see it, then I would be more than happy to share that with you. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to lay out my collection here. And you can see that one of the beautiful things about digital stamps is that you can size them any size. So if I wanted the mermaids to be the center of attention and big mermaids on the center of my card, I could do that. But I wanted to use as many of the images as I possibly could without making my card look too cluttered. So I took the seaweed and I sized it accordingly, and then I built all of my other pieces by sizing it to scale. So there are some wonderful videos out there. I know that Kiona, the craft therapist, and I believe Renee has one, and Whimsy Stamp has one about working with digital stamps. Check those out. They are so easy to work with. I actually used my Epson 1430 inkjet printer and I was able to Copic color just fine. I had no problems with anything smearing. The only thing you need to do is just give it a little bit of time to dry. So you can see that once I laid them out, I kind of keep them where they're at and I just lift up each end of it and put the glue down so that I don't lose my placement. And then I'm going to put this cute little turtle on. And I thought that I wanted to make my seahorse a little bit wonky, but I changed my mind. And you'll see that I'm going to come back in just a little bit and I will add some more seashells to the bottom right hand corner. Now this is a sentiment that I created myself, and I decided that there are a couple of sentiments that do come in the set, but since I am using digital stamps, it's just as easy for me to create my own personal message, and I thought that this would make a great friendship card, and so I am using the sentiment that you see. I am going to painfully, it takes me a little bit of time, trim this down using my Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer, and then I see that I want it just a little bit slimmer, and so I'm going to cut a little bit more off. Thankfully, I don't ruin it, and then I decide that I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces because I don't want that bottom one to take up center stage in my on my card. As you can see, the sentiment reads, "Our friendship is deeper than the ocean," and I am going to cut the word deeper off, put that in the center spot, and then put than the ocean at the bottom, and I like that much better. And I'll also use my Pink Fresh Studio inks in the matching colors on those sentiments just so that it blends in a little bit more and it isn't quite so stark against that pastel background. So I'll come in with the sparkling rose, and then I'll add a little bit of peach fizz to the deeper, and then I will finish it off with, I believe I used the mint on the final part of the sentiment, which is than the ocean. And I just thought that this was a really cute sentiment. I thought it would be a nice card to send to someone, and yeah, that's one of the nice things about digital stamps is that you can create your own sentiments, you can resize your own images. Kelly has some other digital images in her collection, and she also has a fabulous collection of her own under the 7 Kids Craft brand, which she is actually going to have a new release mid-July. So keep your eye out for that. Also, she will be announcing her design team, which is super exciting. So keep your eye out. There's great things happening at 7 Kids, and we are so excited that Kelly is always so supportive of Team Tiny. You'll see just how large this hop is, and Kelly was very generous to provide each of them with their own set of stamps. So I am just super grateful to her for all of the opportunities and for all of the nice things that she does for this community. Now, I did put a little bit of stickles on the fins of the Bubble Babies, and then I put some also on the seahorses. There's like a little flower wing on the back, so I used some of those stickles on that. Here's where I come back in with some more of the shells. I also used crystal stickles on the seaweed. So crystal stickles has like a green tone to it, and I thought that it made just the perfect, beautiful shimmer to that seaweed. And I'm hoping that I am able to capture this on camera. I can't really see right now when you do a voiceover, your film is in a small box. So I can't see if I'm actually going to be able to capture this, but it is absolutely beautiful. This is a beautiful collection of stamps. Again, head over to 7 Kids, follow the other creators on this hop, and have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for supporting us and watching.
Thank you.